Alright, hey guys, this is Luke from Luke and Will, and I was just going to show you some Dark Zone 03 gameplay here. I'm kind of exploring the subway beneath the big park extraction point. I don't know if you've seen it on the map at all. I was really excited to get into this Dark Zone. It looked really cool and different from the others we saw in the beta. So, I wanted to talk a little bit really quick before I leave you guys to watch the video. I wanted to talk about going solo in a Dark Zone. Not necessarily going solo rogue, that's a topic for another day, but just going solo and trying to survive and get good loot out. So, in the Dark Zone, it's something that's really dangerous and gets a lot of new players is not knowing when to retreat. You really have to pick your battles when you're going solo. If you don't have a group, you don't have anybody to support you or revive you when you're down, or provide extra cover or healing or extra damage. You really have to do it all yourself. And that makes things really, really difficult if you put yourself in a bad position. So you always want to try and utilize the environment to your advantage and kind of get some high ground on your enemies so you can see them better, or find better cover, or even just climb up somewhere where they can't see you initially so you can get the drop on them. There's a really good place next to the entrance on Dark Zone 2 that people abuse it a lot for going rogue. It's kind of a rooftop in an alleyway, right like facing the entrance. And when new players come out of that entrance, you can just pick them off from that rooftop if you're rogue. And there's only one way up there, so they can't come from a way you don't expect, or some place that's hard to defend. That place is really easy to defend, but I'm kind of going off on a rabbit trail here. So going solo in the Dark Zone, it's all about that. All about choosing when to retreat and when to fight on. And you never want to put yourself in that position where there's enemies on both sides of you and you don't have an escape plan. You always need a way to escape if you're solo, because you're going to need to run a lot. Now, I'm fighting some pretty tough guys down here in the sewer, and I can mostly manage by myself. I need to use a lot of healing items. Well, not healing items necessarily. I use abilities because that just saves me the hassle of refueling every couple of seconds. Because it really takes a lot of healing items to get you back to full health in the middle of a firefight. Once you start losing health, you know. You'll be healing a lot when you're solo, so I always recommend having that healing ability. I'm not a huge fan of the support station, just because it heals slowly and in a certain area where the burst heal or the heal gun, or I don't know what it's called, but the other healing effect, it heals like very, very quickly and gives you a lot of health depending on how much skill power you have. I really like to combo that too with the Seeker Mine ability with the mod on it that makes it jump up into the air and shoot missiles back down, because I use the Seeker Mine a lot, not only to take down enemies' health and set them on fire and stuff like that, but when I'm trying to escape a situation I don't want to be in, then I'll place that down and it'll go after the enemies, and I'll run in the opposite direction, and that should do some damage to them and distract them for a good amount of time, or at least force them to take cover and heal quickly. And that usually gives me enough time to break line of sight and get out of there with my loot. So you really need to find good ability combos that work for you and that you like using and know how to use. Another thing similar to that is the attributes or skill points or whatever. In the character menu in your inventory, it'll say at the top firearms and then health and then skill power. You really want to find a good balance between those three things that works for you. You don't want one too low or one too high, because if you're going, well, you do if you're in a group, but if you're going solo, then that gives you a disadvantage to whichever one is too low. So, and the way you change your like those numbers in that menu, you just have to get different armor types that increase the different ones. But so for going solo and all that stuff, it's really fun in the Dark Zone. Dark Zone 3 has been really cool so far. It's really difficult fighting enemies that are higher level than you too in the Dark Zone. You got to remember that. So for some enemies, like the ones at the extraction point, like above me right now, when I go to try and extract later, I'll see those enemies there. I'll see there's probably too many for me to take on, and I really just want to get out with my loot, and I'll move on. I'll try and go to a different extraction zone, and that'll happen again when I see rogues at another point, which kind of reminds me, those rogues, when you see them in the video, they're later on, but you'll know what I'm talking about. They're extremely dumb, because I'm not sure what their plan was, but they put down a turret before they were rogue, so it wasn't attacking me, and they got kind of frustrated with that, and they decided to shoot at me, and then just stop and let the turret try and attack me, which is really strange. But I got away really easily because they didn't really know what they were doing. I don't know how you don't know what you're doing when you're such a high level, though. They were like 17 and 18, I'm pretty sure. But that's a good example for choosing your battles. I saw that there were high-level rogues, and I ran to a different extraction point because I wanted to hold on to my loot. This is a loot-based game, after all. You really want to hold on to that good loot that you get. So I'm going to leave you guys the rest of the video without commentary, without me discussing rogues and all that stuff. That'll be a video for another time. Leave some comments down below telling me what you want to see next, and we'll make it happen. And subscribe for the more cool stuff that's coming out next week. And I'll talk to you guys later.
I am inbound on your position.
Cargo pickup underway. Warning. Now entering a contaminated area. Exiting the contaminated area.
You got a bird inbound on your position.
Commencing package extraction.
Seconds. Confirmed. Cargo secured.
Pickup secured.
Alright guys, that was the video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you want more Dark Zone gameplay or if you want more missions. I know I uploaded that police station one. I need to figure out how to make other players get recorded in the party. If you guys know, leave a comment. It'd really be helpful because I sound like really weird just talking to myself, you know, in missions. Because I say yeah and answer questions and nobody's asking them. But yeah, see you guys in the next video and have fun.